And it is game day one in Group D. Petrol Olimpija hosting SIG Strasbourg. Two sides who know what this tournament is all about. Strasbourg ever present in the groups phases, the regular season. Petrol Olimpija playing for the second edition in a row. And as fate would have it, these two have been drawn in the same group once again, just as they were 12 months ago. These are the two games from this group that will be played today. Medi Beirut and the Besiktas going head-to-head a little bit later on. We start here in Ljubljana as these two renew rivalries once more. It's almost exactly a year since they met early on in the last edition of the Basketball Champions League. Strasbourg were the hosts on that occasion. They beat Olimpija by 83 points to 69. Olimpija did get their revenge, though, in this arena in December of 2017. They won it by a point, 78 to 77. A repeat of that this evening would certainly give them a huge lift at the start of this regular season campaign. Petrol Olimpija, of course, the Slovenian champions. They have one of the youngest rosters in the competition, an average age of 24. Big challenge for Zoran Matic, the head coach, to get them playing exciting but also winning basketball. There are some impressive young talents on display, but this is the side that they will come up against. Vincent Collet's SIG Strasbourg includes a number of new faces, including Mike Green, who was the MVP in the Final Four for the champions AEK last season, Ali Traore, Mustafa Fall, all new additions to this Strasbourg lineup. They have had a few key departures as well, so it's a different direction, different looking side from Collet, who has been in charge of Strasbourg for quite some years now. And Petrol Olimpija also making some additions and some young players to keep an eye out for. Luka Samanic, an 18-year-old Croatian who impressed at the FIBA Under-18 European Championships. Others include Marvin Jones as well, the big man, playing in his second season in Europe after a spell in Greece. And look out for Isuf Sanon as well, another 18-year-old who was drafted by the Wizards in the second round of the 2018 NBA draft. Lots of young, exciting talent, but a big challenge for Zoran Matic as he tries to get this side playing together. Youth and success is often a difficult combination to achieve, but it's certainly an exciting looking roster, and it should be a fascinating opening clash in this group between these two teams. Strasbourg had a very successful regular season 12 months ago. They finished top of their group, which included Petrol Olimpija, of course. They went on to meet the eventual champions, AEK, in the quarter-finals. That was where their campaign ended. Petrol Olimpija only able to finish 7th in the 8-team group in the regular season, so they missed out on the playoffs, finishing above Rosa Radom only, but they did get the win, crucially, in this arena. And as I mentioned, a repeat of that result would certainly kick-start their campaign in what is a pretty tough-looking group. All the groups extremely competitive and difficult. This one includes Neptunas and Besiktas, as well as Ostende from Belgium. There's a Greek side in there with Prometheus, Virtus Bologna, the Italian side, and Medi Beirut of Germany. The top four in the group, of course, will advance to the round of 16. The teams that finish 5 and 6 in the group will transfer to the FIBA Europe Cup. Those that finish 7th and 8th, well, their continental competitions will end with the regular season. That is where Olimpija ended up at the end of the regular season last time around. They won 2 of their 7 home games, one of them against Strasbourg, as I mentioned, and Rosa Radom of Poland also beaten here. They didn't play in the 2016-17 season, but they come into this as the Slovenian champions. Strasbourg finishing third in the French top flight last season, quarter-finalists last year, and they did make it through the group phase in the inaugural edition of this competition. They made it to the pre-round of 16 qualifiers, and that is where their challenge ended. They lost to Aris and missed out on a place in the last 16. But they are experienced in this competition now, and with some of the additions they've made, in particular the likes of Mike Green, they will be confident of improving on last year's quarter-final exit. And if they can get off to a winning start on the road, then that really would be the perfect beginning for the visitors here. It will be a big test for all these young players, as I mentioned already. An average age of 24 in the Olimpija squad. That is the joint youngest in this tournament. A really big challenge for the home side. We might even see Strasbourg strengthen later on this season as well. Don't be surprised if they add names to the roster over the course of the campaign. Here's your refereeing team for this evening. Lithuanian and Latvian refereeing team for this opening clash in Group D. Promises to be a terrific night of basketball here in Slovenia. Here's the starting five for Strasbourg. Marty Collins, Quentin Serron, Jeremy Nzuli. Mike Green is included there as well. Basketball Champions League winner in amongst these Strasbourg players. That know-how is what Vincent Collet will be hoping he can bring to this side. And there is the head coach, who certainly knows what this club is all about. Plenty of success with them. Also has coached the likes of Asvel and Le Mans. He was the French national team coach, is the French national team coach as well. And these are the starting five for the host. This is what the Strasbourg team will be up against. Marvin Jones included in that as well. Bojan Radulovic, Blas Mesicek, who's a 24-year-old and a regular for the Slovenian national team. His accuracy as far as shooting goes will be vital for Zoran Matic's side. Can he get these young, talented players firing right from the start here in the third edition of the Basketball Champions League? It's a big night in this continental competition. We will have seen all the sides in action by the end of tomorrow. 32 teams in the regular season, of course. The qualifiers got underway last month. And the final few teams were introduced into the regular season. 4 groups of 8 teams, top 4 from each group progressing to the next phase, of course. Strasbourg in particular will be hoping they can be one of those to make it through to the next phase. Perfect record when it comes to getting out of the group for tonight's visitors would be new territory for Petrol Olimpija. Tonight's hosts, the Slovenian champions. They finished last season with a 4-10 record. 2 wins on the road and 2 wins at home. Can they repeat the victory they managed here last season? A 1-point win it was. It was a close run thing. Rather different teams, but the same ambitions for both of these sides. We are pretty much ready to go. A few moments away from getting started here on court. Strasbourg, the visitors, and Olimpija, who are wearing the white jerseys, get the first possession, hosting this opening day clash in the Basketball Champions League Group D action. Foul is called straight away. An immediate opportunity for a trip to the free throw line here for Bojan Radolovic. Failed with his first attempt, but gets the second. Opens up the scoring in this Group D clash. This is Serron. Gets it back again off at Traoré, Ali Traoré, another of the new arrivals. Serron will put up the three, it's no good. Rebound easily claimed there by Marvin Jones. This is Mesicek. Jones again. Jan Span attempting the long-range effort. The officials had already called a foul. There's Radolovic there. And Mike Green, wearing number 10 for Strasbourg, key man in Ike Athens' success last season. It's the Final Four MVP. And that just tells you the ambition of this Strasbourg side. And Zuli finds the pass. 5 on the shot clock here. Need to get it away. Do get it away in time. Marty Collins gets on the board and gives Strasbourg their first points of the evening. Nicely put away by Marty Collins, opening his account for the night. This is Span. Olimpija looking for a way through. And there was a rejection there from Ali Traoré, doing what he does. And shutting down that offensive move from the hosts. Floated up towards Radolovic, who got the touch there. It's intended for Ali Traoré. Radolovic beat him to it. Collins misses this time. Tied it up by Jan Span. Radolovic taking on Traoré. The hook shot is not good enough. Collins comes away with it. Collins to Traoré. And Traoré back with the ball in hand again. Traoré floating one in, but missing just off the rim there. Tentative start really from both teams. Foul called. First foul of the evening for Serron. Quentin Serron was penalised there, and the foul has been called again here. Serron once more. There's the foul. It gives Marvin Jones the chance from the line 24-year-old American. Next both. And Olimpia have the edge in the early stages of this first quarter, up by 1. All of their scoring coming from free throws. Quentin Serron with 2 fouls early on. Decision to switch him to the bench here. Collins goes for the 3. Got the shot away in time, but unsuccessful from Mardy Collins. And Zuli this time. And penalised. There is Span. Well, that's really good work, and it's an easy finish. Mike Green getting his first points. First with a steal, and then had the whole court to himself. The response comes from Petrol Olimpija, who again draw the foul. It's another trip to the foul line for the hosts. Third time already in this first quarter that they've got themselves some foul throws here. 3 from 4 so far. Down by 1 at the moment, the hosts, for tonight's opening game on game day 1 of the Basketball Champions League. Blaž Mesicek opening his account there with that first free throw. Well, it's 5 from 6 from the line for Petrol Olimpija, who are up by 1. 5-4 in this first quarter. Here's Nzuli for Strasbourg. Now Collins. The pass into Traoré, and it's good. Nice finish. Quick ball rotation there, and Traoré there to get the job done. Put Strasbourg back into the lead. 1 point advantage for the visiting side. Here is Radulovic. Now Span. Span again with a little pass out to the corner. And the attempt was just about in time. Still haven't got one to go. 3-point effort this time is good. And Olimpija open up a 2-point lead. And Jan Span gets his first points of the evening with that 3. Traoré. They can't stop him. 2 more for him. Ali Traoré doubling his tally. Tying the game here as Olimpija quickly respond. This time it's Mesicek. Having made a couple of free throws prior to that, takes Olimpija into double digits. Here comes Strasbourg again. The follow is easy for Traoré. Just puts it away. For his third score, 6 points. And a tied game at 10 apiece as the pass from Radulovic goes astray. That'll be his final contribution for a short while. Begic on to replace him. A little under 5 minutes left in the first quarter here. This is Green. Traoré. And he doesn't miss. 4 from 5 from the field for Ali Traoré. Already he has 8 points. Strasbourg back in front, but a pretty close opening exchange here between these two teams. As Olimpija respond quickly with another two. Begic with a quick introduction. Collins. And the spin and shot is outstanding from Nicola Lang. Really nicely put away. Strasbourg once again established that 2-point advantage. Just trading blows at the moment, these two teams, as Span puts one up against the two. Another player who's started well here. Jan Span up to 5 points. Tied game once more at 14 apiece. The foul is called. Points apiece. Already Traore sticking out, having scored 8 points. Not on the court at the moment, though. This is Collins. Collins looking for a way through. Draws the foul. First foul of the game for Lazic. Looking to add to the 2 points he's already secured. First free throw is good. He nails the second one as well. 4 points for Marty Collins. A tight game between these two here last season, and it's proving to be the same so far. 3-point attempt that time is no good from Lepornik. Span getting it back though. Spin and shot on the turn is no good. Good claim though by Mesicek, and they can go for a third time here. Florent Pietrus penalised for a foul. Push on Begic. Here's Begic making that first free throw. Missing the second one though, so it is a 1-point lead for Strasbourg with just over 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Oh, and Green just took his eye off the ball there for a moment. A little bit quiet in his early stages, Mike Green. He just looked away ever so briefly. Cost his side possession. Release of Salon, the 18-year-old. He's just come onto the court for the first time, number 30 with the ball in hand at the moment. Certainly want to keep an eye on. Trying to get involved straight away, but it's Collins who intercepts the pass and makes the steal. Long. Collins again. Shot from outside is no good. They still have possession here. Strasbourg leading by 1. Collins puts up the long two. It's a little short. Still, Olimpija unable to claim the ball. This is Ludwig Beerst. Gets it out to the corner. Three-point attempt, no good again. They keep on winning it back. They had so many chances there to make that count. And was Sanon in the end with the foul. And that gives Ludwig Beerst a chance from the line. A little over a minute and a half left in this first quarter. Beerst has this to open up a three-point lead, which he fails to do. Neither side able to get away from the other. Trading blow for blow at the moment. Strasbourg up by 2, 17-15. 80 seconds left in the opening quarter as Begic ties the game. 5 personal points for him, 17 apiece. Here's Collins. Long. Collins again. And the two is no good from him. Little step back two, which was unsuccessful, and now Olimpija trying to make them pay for missing that opportunity. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Really tight encounter here in Ljubljana. The finish is a good one from Blas Mesicek. Nicely picked out. Swift in possession there, Olimpija. Sanon commits his second foul of the game. Gives Ludwig Beerst another chance from the foul line. Just 1 from 2 in his previous trip. Doesn't miss this time. We have a tied game again at 19 points each. Again, a reminder that this game last season produced a 1-point finish, 1-point win for the hosts. And judging by the way this has started, could be in for another tight encounter here. Home court advantage from Petrol Olimpija maybe just made the difference. In Strasbourg's previous visit. Two-point attempt goes up and it's good. Lepornik absolutely nailed that one. Opens his account for the evening. Just a few seconds remaining here. Shot goes up on the buzzer, it's no good. So Olimpija will be pretty happy with that first quarter. A narrow lead for the Slovenian champions. Lepornik's 2 in the closing stages proving to be the difference. Petrol Olimpija leads Strasbourg 21-19 at the end of the first. Pretty similar stats overall. We only saw 1 3-pointer in that first quarter. And it has been a case, really, of the two teams just trading blows. Both sides have led at various times. Nice bit of play that from Green. Steal and a whole court to run into. Simple layup in the end to finish it off, but really that has been his biggest contribution so far tonight. We will no doubt see more of him over the course of the game. Ali Traore has been one of the standout players for the visiting team. Got plenty of points on the board early on. 8 in total for him. Points quite well shared out amongst the hosts. 5 points for Jan Span, 6 for Mesicek, 5 for Mirza Begic. Those are the 3 top scorers for the hosts. An intriguing battle developing between these two teams, and early signs are that we are heading for another tight one. So, second quarter. Petrol Olimpija up by just the 2 points as the second period gets underway. Make use of the foot there from Lepornik. Needless to say, not a view shared by the man himself. The officials taking that decision against the Olimpija player. Nicolas Long. And again, goes for the 3. It's well claimed underneath the hoop there, and it's a chance perhaps for Long once more. Comes inside, lays it up, draws the foul, and could complete the 3-point play here. Really smart play from Nicolas Long, drawing the foul from Alexander Lasic. Long can put his team into the lead, which he has. Changes hands once again, 5 points for him. This is Sanel. Talented teenager. Last Mesicek. Well, intercepted, another steal, and here comes Strasbourg. Looking for a way through. The follow is good. Just tipped in by Gulmi. Pretty much his first contribution. Certainly in an offensive sense. Sanel out to the corner, 3-point attempt, no good this time. All loose there for a moment, tied it up. Zuli gets it back again. Now Nicolas Long goes for the 2 and gets it. Played superbly there by Nicolas Long. 3 from 3 from the field for him. Timeout is called. Strasbourg have their biggest lead of the night so far. They are up by 5, 26-21.
Back screen for a Garten, down screen for a Garten. He was wide open. We are not aggressive here. We don't push him down. And nothing. Everything is empty. Not aggressive, not aggressive. And we still walk.
Et là, on va faire la cascade, vraiment avancer pour Nico. Essaye de le prendre même à 3, d'accord? Mais à 12, c'est bien aussi, on comprend. Et là-bas, entre Nico et Jérémy et Quentin, on peut switcher, il n'est pas plus costaud que vous. Ce qui est important, c'est que tout le monde revienne pour le rebond. Et keep this pressure. We have no foul. Not easy to bring the ball up. Hey, match up. Match up.
First time out of the game called by Olimpija because they've just started to slip behind. First little spell of dominance from Strasbourg, albeit a brief one. The lead not yet that significant, just the 5 points in it. But they're just starting to pull away. They were enjoying that little run, and understandable why the timeout was called at that moment. We're leading 21-19. Olimpija. The end of the first quarter, so yet to increase their tally in the second. It's been a productive 90 seconds or so for the French side. Just in need of a bit of attention here. Make sure the players don't slip. Sanon. Here is Lapornik. Sanon once again. Sanon looking for the bounce pass, and rather lost his way there. Hasn't quite happened for the youngster so far, Issouf Sanon. See what he was trying to do. There's a sea of Strasbourg bodies in the way. Looking a little frustrated as he takes a seat on the bench, Issouf Sanon. That is the challenge for Olympia's coach, as Nicolas Lang puts up another 2, and he moves on to 9 points and opens up a 7-point advantage. And it's 9 points without reply now for Strasbourg. Olimpija yet to add to their tally in the second quarter, and we've had nearly 2.5 minutes. Long range attempt is no good. I think it was just inside the arc. It didn't go anyway. Michal Lapornik. Beust with a lovely turn. It back outside again, and the foul is called. More frustration for Olimpija. It's another 3-point play possibility here. And Zuli did well. Made the layup, drew the foul. Can open up a 10-point lead here for the visiting side. Fails to do that though, missing the free throw. This is Mesicek. Lapornik. And Mesicek for Olimpija. They need a score here. They need to get back to adding points to the tally, and that's how you do it. Jan Span with the 3. Cuts the gap from 9 to 6. Here's Nzuli. He's drawn another foul. He will take another trip to the foul line. It's good work here from Nzuli. That's Mesicek, the man penalised. Meantime, Ali Traore is back on court. Frustrated faces on the Olimpija bench at the moment. Second quarter hasn't quite gone to plan. Jan Span's three-pointer absolutely vital. It's his second 3 of the night. Took him on to 8 points, but Zuli making both free throws on that occasion. And we have an 8-point game again. This is Mesicek. Marvin Jones was calling for it. Mesicek going alone. Bezic, and there's the rejection from Traore. Just push that away. Beust now, 3-point attempt is no good. Traore with the rebound, and he finishes. Doing the business at both ends of the court there, Ali Traore. Double digits for him, 5 from 6 from the field. And it is a big lead as another timeout is called. Olimpija have it all to do here.
Just watch the ball. We just watch the ball. U branbi ne govorimo. U branbi apsolutno ene besede nismo rekli. We don't talk in defense. Ajmo, prvi napad.
Match up with 3 guys. You 3. Please we go only urgency. Ali, no. Okay? Et vous 3, on continue à changer. Hey, Ludo, on change pas là. Oui, voilà, Ludo, on essaye de pas changer. On essaye de pas changer. Par contre, il va rester près d'Osman. Pas trop d'aide pour lui. Osman is a shooter, okay? Let's go. Allez, si vous frappe,
So a big swing in this second quarter from 2 points down to 10 points up. That's how the opening 4 minutes or so have gone here in Slovenia in the second quarter. This is Lepornik now for the hosts. Up against Nikola Long. Finds Begic. Begic has the imposing Figo Traore to deal with, but Lepornik goes for the 3 and misses, and it's tied up by Nzuli. Still Nzuli going it alone, and there's the rejection from Begic. It's great work from Mirza Begic. Changes being made here. Another timeout, this time called by Strasbourg, who still lead by 10.
Okay, you get the ball here, Mike. Remember? Jeremy. Ali. Jeremy cut. Ali here. Get the ball. No, Nico. My bad, Nico. Okay, opposite, just make this for Jeremy and contact.
In the middle, Atsu, you're here. Marvin on the help side. Jan, plus corner work. If there is a break, go back man to man. Okay? Hajde man, foul left. We can one foul left. Come on. Come on, White.
Olimpija struggling to get going in this second quarter, just 3 points added to their tally. This is Ali Traore. Now Green. And Nikola Long for 3. It's no good. He might claim it again. He does. Now Traore once more. Here's Green. Going all the way. Green can't get it to go. And Olimpija come away with it. This is Marvin Jones, and Marvin Jones draws the foul. Nikola Long penalised there. Given away by Olimpija. This is Green. Pass wasn't quite what he intended. It's good work from Jan Span, who has it again. Looking for a way through, just lost it. And, tried a desperate attempt to keep possession there. Launched it out of bounds instead. Frustrating period in this second quarter. Look at the turnovers there for Olimpija. 8-2. Mike Green. Quiet night for him so far. His side doing very well indeed here. Out to the corner, three-point attempts is no good. Eventually gathered by Marvin Jones. Just a little lean spell for both teams here in the second quarter. Jones for three. It's no good again. Green comes away with it. Green just leaves it, and there's the finish from Traore. Made that look so simple. It's a clever play from Green. Knew Traore was right behind him. Just floated in for Ali Traore. 12 points, 3 rebounds so far for him in this game, and Strasbourg lead by 12. Olimpija have only added 3 points to the tally since the end of the first quarter. Trying to change that here. Begic, Jan Span. Begic again allowed to turn and misses the shot. Easily gathered by Traore, who releases Green, and Green will switch it over to the far side. Now Nzuli. Green again. Drifting in and out there, and just trying to set up the chance for the three here. Strasbourg, it's missed. Easily claimed by Olimpija, who need this to go. It does go. It's 3 points. It's 3 huge points for Olimpija. Bats him off the mark to cut the gap to 9. They had added just 3 points since the end of the first quarter. Before that, 3-pointer went up, but it's a 3-pointer at the other end for Green, and maybe now he'll start to fire. 2 from 3 from the field for Mike Green. He's opened up that 12-point lead again. Traore is penalised for a foul. Had his arms on Begic. Span. That's him. Oh, right on the buzzer. It's a super shot. Much needed for Jones, just inside the arc for 2. It's a 10-point game again. A little over 2 minutes left in the half. Collins draws the foul. Great work again from Mardy Collins. Marvin Jones with his first foul of the game. Collins with a 3-point play potentially here. Misses it. Rebound easily claimed by Alexander Lazic. Slovenian champions down by 12. The next couple of minutes are going to be vital for them as the 3-point attempt goes up. It is missed, but it's claimed really well. It was Batsim who managed to get to it first. Now he has it in hand, goes for the 3. No joy. Jones claims it. Nice rebounding work there from Jones, and he has drawn the foul. Green's first foul of the game. He doesn't agree with the call. Span. Very nicely finished. Coolly done by Lazic. His first 2 points have reduced this to a 10-point game again. A little over a minute to go in the half. It's been an excellent second period from Strasbourg so far. Can they make it better? Can Olimpija start to cut away at that lead? It's taken them a while to get 10 points in this second quarter, and that three-point attempt was well short. Timeout called. 10-point game, 31-41, Strasbourg lead.
On the cannon gardens, obviously when we drive, they are obliged to come crazy to close. We will find drive and kick. And if they don't come, it's layup. We scored already 7 layups. Okay, 1 possession. We do this on down again.
This way. And you go shortcut and deny this pass. Pazi tu Karel da gre na to stran. Hey, in offense, all we do is make it, we try for 3-point shots. All we do is. Come on! Правимо жопу на подбор. Swing the ball.
Not long left at all in this first half, into the final minute of the second quarter. Strasbourg were down by 2 at the end of the first. They're up by 10 as things stand. They've outscored their opponents 22-10 in this second quarter. Can they inflict a little more misery on Olimpija before that half-time buzzer? Here's Green. Collins will come out to Green again. Long three. Oh, it's good from Mike Green. His second three of the night. And a 13-point lead for the visiting side. Olimpija need a response here. Lazic gets it out to the corner, three-point attempt, it's good. Span moves into double digits. Gets it back to a 10-point lead, and it stays that way. Might be one last shot here on the buzzer, it's good! And Zuli getting another 2 right at the end of the first half. Time was almost up. Just about released it in time and made the shot. Great way to end the half for Strasbourg. They lead by 12 here in Ljubljana. 34-46, the French side have the advantage. Well, this was that key moment right at the end of the second quarter. I think they are just reviewing it here. Just making sure that it is going to count, but it will. And these are the stats from that first half, and makes good reading from a Strasbourg's point of view. Only a couple of three-pointers, but that 12-point lead they'll be extremely happy with. Pretty even in terms of rebounds and assists. 4 steals to 1. They have managed to regain possession more often than their opponents. Look at the turnovers as well, 8-2. That's a big difference. It's probably a big turning point in this game so far. There's still a long way to go, of course. Similar in terms of fouls. Just came a point at the start of this second quarter where there was just a case, really, of Olimpija not taking their chances. Jan Span has moved into double digits. He has 12. Lazic with 7 rebounds and Span with 4 assists as well. Traore has been a key man for Strasbourg. 12 points, 4 assists. Nobody particularly standing out in terms of steals, blocks and turnovers. Nicolas Long, the closest to joining the double figures club. He's got 9, 3 less than top scorer Traore. It has been a fascinating first half. It was a really tight first quarter. Olimpija going into the second with a narrow advantage. They were leading 21-19. Mike Green, who had a slow start, started building his contribution. He has 8 points now. As we head into the second half, Traore making a big contribution at both ends. His presence really a problem for Olimpija, who did win this fixture in last season's competition. They beat Strasbourg here in this arena by just a single point. They did lose on the road a little more convincingly. But if Strasbourg can start their campaign with a victory away from home, they will be absolutely delighted. We'll leave you with the first half highlights here. And we'll be back shortly for the second half of this Group D clash on game day 1 of the Basketball Champions League. A reminder of the score: Petrol Olimpija, the hosts from Slovenia, the Slovenian champions, trailing Strasbourg of France by 34-46. Well, welcome back to Ljubljana in Slovenia. Halfway through this Group D clash on game day 1 of the Basketball Champions League, the 3rd edition of the Basketball Champions League, and Petrol Olimpija, the hosts, are down by 12. SIG Strasbourg, quarter-finalists last year, find themselves 46-34 up at the halfway point. And will be delighted with the start to their Basketball Champions League campaign here. They were beaten by this team on this court in last year's group stages. They drew each other, and both teams winning the home fixtures. It was a tight one between these two 12 months ago. 1-point win for Petrol Olimpija on that day. They've got some work to do if they're going to repeat that. Strasbourg up by 46-34. Ali Traore with 12 points, 4 rebounds. Nicola Long with 9 points. Mike Green, 8 points and 2 assists. All 3 of them making a big contribution in that first half. Jan Span has been the main man for Petrol Olimpija. He has 11 points and 4 assists as well as a rebound. He is the dangerous player as far as Strasbourg are concerned. You heard the coach, Vincent Collet, mention him more than once in that first half. If they can keep him quiet, they will go some way to securing a win on the opening day of the regular season. It is a long regular season, of course, 14 games to be played. This is just the beginning. But Strasbourg will be delighted if they can kick it off with a win, especially on the road. Put them in a strong position heading into the second week, match day 2, which of course is next Tuesday and Wednesday. All the games in the regular season will be played midweek. It promises to be another tremendous edition of this wonderful competition. The question at the moment is directed at the home team. Can they turn this around? It's not an unassailable lead by any stretch, but they are going to have to up their game in this second half if they are to overturn the 12-point deficit. Petrol Olimpija in the white and green, Strasbourg in the dark blue and red. Can the hosts get off to a lively start here? The foul is called, so they're going to start with a couple of free throws. The first 5 points that they scored are all from free throws in that first half, and they've got themselves an opportunity early on to get a couple of points on the board. Begic has missed his first. 5 points and 2 rebounds for him in that first half. Played a little over 9 minutes. He's missed both free throws here, and it's an easy claim for Mardy Collins. 6 points for Collins in that first half. Now here's Green, who was really starting to come to life in the closing stages of the first half. Great play, thrown down by Nzuli. And Strasbourg get the first points of the third quarter and extend their advantage. Nobody picked up Nzuli. He's given the freedom to rise and throw that down with authority. 14-point lead now for the French side. This is Mirza Begic trying to wriggle his way through. Nice little reverse layup finish. 7 points on the board for Olympia's number 15. Cancels out the 2 scored by Nzuli, back to a 12-point game. Now the chance for 3 maybe. Comes inside instead. The handoff and the finish is an easy one for Pietrus. Strasbourg continue to increase that tally. They're into the 50s now. Mesicek given away by Petrol Olimpija. Quentin Serron. Now Green. Green floats one up. And, oh, it's been stolen back here. Collins. Missed opportunity for Green. He may get the chance to make amends, and Zuli. Green wants it on the outside. Collins turns, gets the shot away. He was looking for the foul. Was unable to get it to go there. Jan Span, the ball in hand, but the foul was called already. Serron's third foul of the game. He's had his arms on the back of Mirza Begic. Looking for a way through. Call has gone Olympia's way here. Would have wanted a fast start to this third quarter. This three-pointer might help. It does. Nothing but net there from distance. And Lasic gets his first three of the night. And a much-needed boost for his Olimpija teammates. Here's Green. Collins. Three-point attempt. Oh, it's good. It is really good. Long into double digits. His first three, having missed a few attempts so far. And if he starts firing from beyond the arc, then Olimpija really could be in trouble. Nicolas Long, who shot 44% from behind the arc in last season's competition for Asvel, with limited minutes, it has to be said as well. Could be a really valuable addition to this Strasbourg team. They look pretty strong in these early stages here. They're up by 14 at the moment. 53-39. Zuli, the man in possession at the moment. This is Mardy Collins. Snatched expertly there by Jan Span. Here's Mesicek. Manages to pick out the pass. Hasn't been finished at the first attempt. The foul has been drawn by Mirza Begic. Green's foul. Samanic, the ball in hand, but again the foul has been called. Nicolas Long this time, his second foul of the game. Stuttering start to the third quarter from Olimpija. That's a nice play. Really well finished off there by Mesicek. That was well worked by the hosts. We're back to a 12-point game again. No change since half-time. Here's Nzuli. Collins. Nicolas Long for three. He's got it! And it's a 4-point play possibility here. Nicolas Long, back-to-back threes. And he can add another blow by knocking down the free throw as well. Missed his first 4 three-point attempts. He's made the last 2. And he can open up a 16-point lead here. with this free throw, which he has missed. But it is still a 15-point advantage for Strasbourg. They would certainly have taken that if he offered it to them at the start of the game. Here is Span. There's the foul. Pietrus penalised. The unsportsmanlike foul from Strasbourg's number 11. Get a better idea here. There it is, the arm across. Jan Span drawing the foul. Pietrus still protesting his innocence. Discussion with the official. It's nicely done by Jan Span. Adds a couple of points to his tally. 13 points in the game. 5 assists and 2 rebounds as well. And Olimpija may be starting to find their rhythm. Blaž Mesicek into double digits now. And it's a single-digit lead for Strasbourg. It's an 11-point lead, rather, as they try and extend that advantage, but it could be a single-digit lead now shortly for the hosts. And the 2-point attempt, no good there from Luka Samanic. Big chance to make it a 9-point deficit. Here's Green, the bounce pass, and floated in by Traoré. He's put a few of those away so far. 7 from 8 from the field, pretty clinical from the big man. Here's Jan Span. Searching for a way through. Lazic will go for the 3 and gets it. Alexander Lazic. His second 3 of the night. It's a 10-point game. We have our first timeout of the third quarter. Olimpija have cut the gap, but not by much. 10-point game, 48-58. Strasbourg lead.
Attention à la deuxième aide. Mettre Nico là-bas, ok? SMC, Nico, Mardi et Ali. If Mardi gagne le compte, Mardi is here, Jérémy, tu montes vraiment dans la fenêtre là.
Savoir Grina na teret, prva Grina na teret, to na levo stran kjer imamo enega igralca da bo Trpat le pomagala. Na skoku napadu i na agresivno. Tudić, svaki put kad damo koš, odmah presik, idemo odvajati prvi pas. Ajde! Ajde! Come on!
Well, that 3-pointer from Lazic might just have lifted the spirits of those Olimpija players. Finally making some headway with that 12-point deficit, now down to 10. Still a lot of work to do for the hosts here as they try and turn this around. Still plenty of time. Strasbourg cannot afford to drop their levels. Plenty of work still remaining to be done here as Traoré looks for a way through. He's just not missing tonight. 8 from 9 from the field for Traoré, 16 points. And the 12-point lead is restored. Seems to be if he is handed the ball, he adds points, and that is keeping Olimpija at bay. Mesicek with a decent record himself, he's moved on to 12. And they have a 10-point game again. Collins going all the way, rejected by Besic. And Olimpija could make that count. Mesicek handing it off to Begic. And finished nicely by Samanic, who has his first points. Some more encouraging signs here from the host. They've made it an 8-point game. A bounce pass into Traoré, and there is Begic again. Swatted away as the alley-oop pass is attempted. It was an ambitious one for Lazic. Couldn't quite get hold of it. But Mirza Begic here with a big block. It's a couple in quick succession. Begic making a big contribution in his last few minutes, maybe just helping his side get that little bit closer. It's 3 blocks now in the game, 5 rebounds, 7 points. Strasbourg, though, looking to restore that double-digit lead. Here's Nicolas Long. Chance for the 3. It's good! Strasbourg have the answer again. And Zuli, the latest player, into double figures. 11 points for him. His first 3 of the night. Mesicek draws the foul from Nicolas Long. $11 points, the difference. Mesicek fails with his first free throw. Does make the second, though. We have a 10-point game again. Samanic penalised there for the foul. Green who drew the foul there, Mike Green. Samanic replaced. It's a chance for the youngster again, another of the youngsters, Isuf Sanel. Wasn't quite working for him in that first half. Here's Traoré, gets it. He just will not miss. 9 from 11, 18 points. Leading scorer. 3 ahead of Nicolas Long, who has 15. 12-point lead for Strasbourg with just over 2 minutes left in the third. Still a long way to go, but the next couple of minutes could make a huge difference as Radulovic misses. Chance that he would normally put away. And it's been stolen back here. This is Sanon going all the way, throwing it down. Struggled in the early stages, but now he's up and running. Big throw down there from the teenager. Oh, and he's stolen it now. Sanon. Helping bring this Olimpija team back to life here. Assessing his options, goes for the 2 himself and misses this time. A missed opportunity for Olimpija to reduce that 10-point deficit. Just a minute to go in the third quarter. Bayerst out to the corner for Long, who drains it from distance. Another 3 for Long. Missed his first 4 and then made the next 3. 3 from 7 from downtown for Nicolas Long. And he goes level with Ali Traoré on 18 points. And more importantly, his side have extended their lead to 13 with a little more than 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. Beust. Bounce pass, and what a great finish. Once again, it is that man, Ali Traore, 20 points. He's got 5 rebounds as well. 15-point lead for Strasbourg here on the opening day of the 3rd edition of the Basketball Champions League. It's Traore picks up his 3rd foul. Three fouls for him, but a big contribution. Yetrus back on court. Those 20 points from Traore will be huge. As Mesicek misses a free throw rather. Have missed a few from the line, the home side. 6 from 16. 10 from 16 rather from the free throw line for Petrol Olimpija. Find themselves down by 14 points here with just a few seconds left. Samanic picks up another foul. Beust. Another foul. Mesicek this time. Just a couple of seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Strasbourg just trying to maximize the time they have left. Shot's got to be taken quickly, and it is, but missed. A decent effort in the end from Akentas Sarom. But that is the end of the 3rd quarter, and it's a promising looking scoreline for Strasbourg. They lead by 14 with just 1 period remaining, 56-70, extending their lead by a further 2 points in that 3rd quarter. Starting to edge it in all departments, really. Overall, an outstanding contribution. From all players. Olimpija have had 1 or 2 have certainly performed well. Alexander Lasic, 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Jan Span has made a decent contribution as well. 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 13 points for him. Last Mesicek missed a couple of free throws, but 4 assists and 14 points. Certainly a big contribution, but they need to do more. They need to have a really big 4th quarter. They need to start it well. Get some points on the board early on, because the likes of Nicolas Lang with 18 points, Ali Traore with 20, and Jeremy Zuli with 11 really are making life very difficult for the hosts here. Dominant display, particularly from Ali Traore. 24 points, 20 points rather, and 5 rebounds. Long with 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Zuli 11 points, 2 rebounds and 3 assists. Similar contributions over the last 10-minute period should see Strasbourg over the line, but there is so much to play for and so much can change so quickly. Vital for Olimpija to get off to a good start in the final period here, as they try and make up the 14-point deficit to avoid a defeat at home on the opening game day of the Basketball Champions League. This is Beust now for Strasbourg. Floats inside, puts up the layup, which is missed. The rebound is claimed by Pietrus. Beust has it again, now Serron. And Nzuli draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Just missing out there. Nzuli on a 3-point play possibility. He's nailed the first free throw though. And another to his tally. 2 from 2, 13 points. 16-point lead for the French side. Finished 3rd in the French top flight last season. Getting the better of the Slovenian champions at the moment. What can Olimpija produce here? 3-point attempt, no good from Sanon, and Strasbourg looking to make Olimpija pay for those missed opportunities. Here's Nicolas Long. Out it comes to Nzuli. Goes inside, and at the second attempt it doesn't quite go from Pietrus. Mesicek has it. Sanon. Sanon eventually opts for the 3-point attempt. It's no good. The rebound was almost claimed there, and then Lasic just seemed to lose control at the vital moment. Beust. Looking for a way through here. The foul has been called. Serron drawing the foul from Alexander Lasic. 2 minutes gone already in this 4th quarter. Pass to Pietrus, who steps back for the 3. Couldn't quite get it to go. Now Olimpija on the charge, and that is another foul called. Serron, the man penalised. Not enough points on the board from Olimpija in this 4th quarter. No points on the board yet. Well over 2 minutes played. Strasbourg have used the bench well as Olimpija try again to get moving again. Pressure there to retain possession here from Olimpija. Mesicek. Fake, and the layup is missed. Lasic was there, but he couldn't hold it. It just isn't happening at the moment for the hosts, and that is a foul. Lapornik penalised here. Two and a half minutes into the final quarter, and Olimpija haven't added any points to the tally, admittedly. Strasbourg have only added 2 to the scoreboard since the start of the 4th. But that'll suit them at this stage. This is Serron. Traoré. Gets it out to Nicolas Long. And having missed his first 4 3-point attempts, he's now hit 4 in a row and has moved on to 21 points. Big contribution from Nicolas Long. Really only had limited playing time with Asvel last season. And has made a big contribution on the opening day here. Mesicek adding a couple of points finally to that tally for Olimpija, but it's a 27-point lead, a 17-point lead rather at this stage. It's a big deficit to try and come back from. Traore gets the pass out to Serron, ran out of time. Shot clock ran down before the 3-point attempt was made. Timeout has been called. Olimpija have it all to do here, down by 17, 58 to 75 in the 4th quarter here, with 6.5 minutes still to play.
Ajmo, prvi napad, odigrajte 4, igrajte 0-2, ampak takoj naj se bek tlele postavlja. Koga čuvate mali? Ti se postavi tle, Messi, ti imaš žogo,
Quentin, on commence là, on envoie la balle, Nico il court. Ici, quand la balle elle arrive là, Ali il vient, under, Fouisseau, et toi en bas, et on essaye de la donner direct, d'accord? Et là on bouge à l'opposé, d'accord? Allez. Ouverture inversée.
So there's still time here for Olimpija. They need to move quickly, and they need a really good spell just to put a bit of pressure on Strasbourg. It is a big deficit at the moment. Might be a step too far, but just never say never. You can get into their rhythm, hit a couple of quick threes, or just get some points on the board without a reply from their opponents, then you just never know. Traore with his 4th foul, if they can get him out of the game, that will certainly help. In fact, he's being withdrawn. Pietrus back on to take his place. Understandable change there made by Vincent Collet. May need Traore in those closing stages just to see out this game. This needs to go. 3-point attempt is good. Lapornik. First 3-point that's been successful from him. He's missed 3 prior to that. 14 points now. And that is a start. This is Beust. And Serron, the whistle had already gone. Foul has been called. Decision going against Olimpija. Have a look at it here. Pietrus. Fouled by Mesicek, his 3rd foul. Serron going all the way, floating it up, missing. And a good claim there by Alexander Lasic, who has got himself into double figures as far as rebounds go. Here he is again. And that could have been a 3-point play. Didn't quite drop there for Jan Span, but he will go to the foul line. Beust, it is. He's picked up the foul there. So can Span add to his 13 points. close this gap. 13 now the difference. Still over 5 minutes to play. No doubt. 2 from 2 from the line. 12 points the difference now. A mighty tussle there, and Serron did well in the end. Strasbourg happy to run down the clock. Pietrus got to get the shot away, does, misses, and the rebound is claimed there by Begic. Three-point attempt goes up, and it'll be Pietrus to snatch the rebound. 8 rebounds now for Florent Pietrus. Still a 12-point lead. Serron. Pietrus again. Serron once more. There's the foul. Rebic was with his first foul of the game. Not been on the court long. Jan Rebic. It's his unsportsmanlike foul that has led to the free throws here. Makes them. 4 points in total now for Pietrus, to add to his 8 rebounds and 2 assists. Again, it is a 14-point lead for Strasbourg. Nothing to separate these two in this 4th quarter so far. Collins, who's been penalised here. That push on Alexander Lazic. Span. And the hook shot finish is nice from Mirza Begic. 9 points for him. 12 points the difference. Still 4 minutes to go. Olimpija not giving up on this just yet. Serron. Nicolas Long. Floated up and in by Green. And Mike Green into double digits, 10 points. For the MVP of the Final Four last season when he was representing AEK Athens. Lazic looks for a way through, couldn't get it to go. And more precious time ticking away here. Strasbourg close in, the pass, oh, lovely finish. Serron with a really smart finish from that quick pass. The lead extended once again. Nicolas Lang with the assist, the alley-oop pass, and Serron putting it away to make it a 16-point lead, 81-65.
Играй 3. Играй 3. Mirza, let's see. Mirza is here. Marvin here. Okay.
No, see, all you try to do is when you're there, extend in position. Just stay like this way. Watch, prochaine fois. Next time, they put full pressure. I want Nico here. I want to step up very wide. You open here and flow screen for him, okay? Last player, Quentin is here. Very wide. Angle, but with the pop, and after the down screen. Here we go. Let's go. Push. Go.
So Strasbourg closing in on the win, 16 points the difference. A little more than 3 minutes left to play. They will be delighted with an opening day win on the road as well, a place where they lost last season. A statement of intent already in this group. Long couldn't believe the decision there. Unsportsmanlike foul. Begic making the first. I don't think that was an unsportsmanlike foul, actually. I think just a regular foul from Nicolas Long. The second free throw is missed. So it reduces the gap to just 15. Less than 3 minutes to go. It does now look as though Strasbourg are closing in. They've got to finish the job, though. Collins, nice pass. And really good defensive work again from Mirza Begic. He's made that a bit of a habit in this game. The pass goes astray. Jan Span unable to pick out Marvin Jones. How about this, though, from Begic? Yet another block from Mirza Begic. It's 4 in the game now. Player who has an assist, 6 rebounds and 10 points as well. It does now seem as though his side could be heading for an opening day defeat here. Spin and shot right on the buzzer. It was released in time, didn't drop. Now Olimpija looking to close the gap again. A missed opportunity for Lapornik. It's been those kinds of opportunities that have passed them by in this game. It just hasn't allowed them to close that gap on Strasbourg. French side are still in a really commanding position here. Ball finding its way to Collins. Travelling called against the American. More than a minute and a half to go. There's the long three. Again, it comes to nothing for the hosts. It's been a fairly low scoring fourth quarter, 10 points to 11 in favour of Strasbourg, which obviously suits them at this stage of the game. They are getting closer and closer to securing that first big win. Any victory on the road, a huge bonus in this regular season. It's a long old season. The result on its own doesn't mean a great deal, but it's the perfect way to start. It's nicely finished. Begic just adding to his personal tally, 12 points. He's had a decent game, 6 rebounds, an assist and 4 blocks. He hasn't been able to help his side get that opening day win, it would seem. 13 points. This is Quentin Serron. Strasbourg happy just to run down the clock as much as possible here. Serron twisting and turning. Pietrus just lost control. Strasbourg. Just letting Olimpija close that gap ever so slightly, down to 11 points now. Lapornik moves on to 70. 11 points the gap here, but we are deep into the final minute. A few remaining seconds. Can they finish with a flourish? It's claimed here. Mesicek has it. There's the foul. Gulmi picking up his first foul. So Mesicek, who has 16 points, get the chance to add to that tally here in the dying moments of the game. Could have ensured a single-digit defeat for Olimpija rather than a double-digit one. Looks as though he might not be able to do that now. He does make the second. Just a few seconds remain here. Might be one last attempt on the buzzer as Strasbourg get the win on the road, a venue where they were beaten last season. They come here again and they win by 10, 71 points to 81. It's an away win for the French side here in Ljubljana. Well, a fine performance from the Vincent Collet's team. Started the better of the two and just gradually built up that lead. It's the second quarter really where things just started to get away from the hosts, who did actually lead at the end of the first quarter by 2. They were 21-19 up. But by half-time, they found themselves 14 points down, and the scoreline didn't change a great deal in the third quarter. And in the end, it was a disappointing end for Olimpija, who start with a defeat here at home. Didn't make it out of the group stages, the regular season last time around. They'll be hoping this time will be different teams involved. They will need to try and recover quickly from this. They will be a little disappointed with the way it got away from them in the second and third quarter, in particular, rather, it was those middle sections of the game where Strasbourg started to have the better of things. Not too much difference in terms of numbers, really, in terms of the stats, just big points at big moments really going the way of Strasbourg. Turnovers was a bit of a differing point, 13-9. 4 blocks from Olimpija, all of them coming from Mirza Begic, who was one of the standout players for the home side. Mesicek ended with 17 points. A big contribution from him. 10 rebounds for Lazic, who missed out on a double-double, 8 points, 10 rebounds and 3 assists for him. Jan Span with a decent contribution as well, 15 points and 3 rebounds with 5 assists for Strasbourg. Well, Nicolas Long really impressed, 21 points for him in this game. A couple of rebounds, 3 assists for him as well. Mardy Collins, 4 assists, 6 points. And Ali Traore, 20 points and 5 rebounds as well as an assist. But plenty of contributions from elsewhere as well. 13 points for Nzuli, who made a really decent contribution. 3 assists and 3 rebounds for him as well. 9 rebounds for Florent Pietrus, who got 4 points and a couple of assists. They shared the responsibility and did a really good job of seeing it through to the end. It always felt as though they were in control of this game. So important to come and start the regular season in a positive manner. 14 points is 14 games rather, is a long old regular season. Plenty can change. This win on its own means very little, and the defeat on its own means very little for the hosts as well. But overall, just a really good contribution from Strasbourg, from the starting 5 and from the bench. And they've come away with a big win on the road. It's certainly a big boost and a big statement early on. It's a great start to this Basketball Champions League campaign for the French side. A group which includes Neptunas, Besiktas, Ostende, Prometheus, Virtus Bologna, Medi Beirut as well. Lots of good clubs, lots of great clashes to look forward to over the next few weeks. There will, of course, be a lot of big games to come, 4 every week. Medi Beirut and Besiktas going head-to-head today. Tomorrow, Virtus Bologna take on Tunis Klaipeda. And Filu Ostenda take on Prometheus as well in the first round of games. But next week, for Strasbourg, they're at home. They take on Medi Beirut in their first home game. But it is a win here on the road against Olimpija.